Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye and I looked the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here. Welcome back to the Reusable Space Program, and we are back to business, and we are launching the parts to the Space Tourism Space Station, and we've had the last couple weeks have been doing other things, and last week was just doing silly business with the whole, if you watch the video you understand, it was just a bunch of silly stuff I did, but all that silly stuff actually occurred in the save anyway, so that's why it was kind of there. And there it is. This is the core of the Space Tourism Space Station, and I'm putting it in a 100-kilometer orbit now, just kind of be a parking orbit. And there we are, and I'm going to try and be better about keeping the orbit clean. So in doing so, I'm going to be landing my boosters today. So as soon as the core is in orbit, I'll just flip this booster around, and this is really what I should have been doing the whole time, is launching and landing and launching and landing. And yeah, this booster actually ends up like way too much extra delta V. I can basically get it to stop. Well, not completely stop, but so much extra delta V that it doesn't end up doing any re-entry effects. And there we go. And is tipping over a little bit. Gently land. And it breaks a little bit. Just broke off. The parts, it all made it down, so that still counts. Nothing was destroyed. Yeah, it just fell off. All right, let's do another launch. So the first part was the core. This part is one of the hotel modules. I'm going to send up 2, and I believe there are 8 rooms or 8 suites for the space station. And there will be, I'm going to send up 2 of these using basically the same booster, and I forgot to have clamshell fairings, but that's okay. So yeah, there are 8, a little bit, 8 suites. Each suite can hold 4 Kerbals. And I forgot to put RCS on this booster. I will try and fix that before I launch the next one, if I remember. It's okay, just use a little bit of the thrust vectoring to keep it going. And let's kill the horizontal velocity. And the parachutes, and I'm coming down on the side of a mountain. Awesome. Well, and let's see if we can land gently. Oh, one of the fins broke. Careful. Okay. Actually, still, most of the booster is down. This can probably be refurbished and launched again. Alright. I did remember to put RCS on this booster. Doing the gravity turn. I have to be careful. I started playing back when the version of the atmosphere, the best way to launch then was to launch straight up until you got to about 7,000 kilometers and then turn 45 degrees. Because the first part of the atmosphere was like a big soupy section. And now it's more efficient to start the gravity turn early, like that. Again, I'm just trying to get everything in a 100-kilometer parking orbit. Whoa! Gently. Alright. Do a little switch around. This is about the same place as the last one. It's a lot easier to control with the RCS. Alright, this time I'm not coming down on a mountain. Alright. I might consider putting landing legs on these in the future. And the top fell off again. The most consistent landings I've had where without anything being destroyed was on land, like on flat land. Alright, here is the last unit for now. I'm launching using the standard reusable space program boosters with the jet engines. This part is much lighter than the other parts. Kick the mainsail back on. Really probably should have got it going a little bit faster. Alright, get rid of the jet engines. I'm still pretty confident. Ooh, spinning around like Starship Flight 1. I probably could have done a little bit better on this launch. Alright. So this is a truss. I'm trying to make the tourist version of the space station to be a little bit more streamlined, so it's not using like just the steel beams. These are cylinders, and just trying to get the orbit fixed because I was in a pretty elliptical orbit. That's a little better. All right. Move off to the side. Didn't realize how little delta V, and it's because lots of liquid fuel, not so much oxygen. Either way, going a lot faster with this booster. Like on the verge of stuff burning up the whole time. And it looks like I'm going to land in the mountains. On the edge of a populated area, right here on the edge of a mountain. Awesome. That's fine. And tip over gently, 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 gently. Okay. Wasn't so bad. I'm slightly sliding down the hill. This is fine. This is fine. It's fine. Alright, here we are. The space truck stop. This is the first one, Loves. And we're going to use Space Truck 1. So my goal is I'm going to put the tourist space station in an equatorial orbit around 425, 450 kilometers. So the first step is to go grab the core. Now, it did take me a minute because I couldn't figure out, originally I had trouble figuring out where the core was in orbit because I couldn't see it. I had it set as a lander, and originally I didn't have landers selected in the map view, and that was an issue. So I cut out like the 5 minutes of me trying to figure out why I couldn't find it in the map issue or map screen or the tracking station until I turned everything back on, and there it was. Space Truck 1 doesn't. I probably should be more careful to make sure this doesn't run out of RCS. I should be watching that. I don't want to. Was it Space Truck 3 or 4? That ran out of RCS. Alright, get everything lined up. I realize now that I think I need another 4-section docking port below this before I put on the truss. So I may go ahead and build that and launch that before I complete the station. So that's kind of a spoiler that we're not actually going to complete the station this episode. Oh, good. Alright, raising the apoapsis to about 450, using the maneuver planner just to plan the maneuver nodes to get the 450 kilometer orbit. I know I could have manually did it, but this just seemed like a much... I was being lazy. That's all it comes down to. Alright. I'm going to try and fix this orbit. Alright, that's good enough. And now I'm going to... Not exactly the best equatorial orbit, but I'm going to put it in line with Enterprise Station. Simply because that's just an easy target to set. And even though Enterprise Station isn't exactly on a 0 inclination, it's a very low inclination, and that's kind of what I want. Alright, is this Space Truck 3 or 4? I don't remember. Either way, this is the one that ran out of RCS, and it's the one that has the least RCS, so I need to keep that in mind as I do this mission. Only one of the solar panels was extended, so let's fix that. And this is going to go grab one of the... Basically, this is the hotel part of the space station. Alright. Jedrod Kerman. Alright, about here, it's like, oh yeah, I really need to be watching the amount of RCS I have left. And you can see I've already used an entire quarter of the monopropellant. It only has 255 units total. And as I'm coming in to dock, I also realize I have to be strategic with how I dock, because if I dock with the wrong orientation, there isn't going to be, like, the engines are going to be blocked. Yep, down to almost half of my RCS, which isn't good. Now, I had something happen in real life while I was recording this, and it actually affected this whole rest of this mission. Come in and dock. I'm at the orientation I want where all those engines, as you can see, clear the station module. If Veos is watching me, he's yelling at me that the engine exhaust is going to cook the space station, and he's right, but I don't really care. Alright, so as just before this mission happened, there was a loud crash in my house. It had to do with my children, and I stopped paying attention for a second, and what happened was, because I wasn't paying attention, I was trying to fix the inclination, and I went the opposite way for far too long, wasted 200 delta V, and also some more monopropellant, way more monopropellant than I'd care to admit. And then I forgot to turn SAS back on. I wasted some more monopropellant. And now I'm super frustrated. I'm trying a third time to align the planes. And then I had to go walk away and check on my children. It was like half an hour before I got back. So that's why the video crossfaded there. Because I had stepped away and left the game going and the recording going for half an hour because of the crash and checking on things and making sure everything was taken care of. But now, by the way, everything was fine. It was fine. But now I'm back into actually doing the mission. And I'm on my fourth time trying to get the planes aligned. I'd realized that even that last time I just did not get the alignment I needed. And at this point, I need to get as close as I can because I am so worried about my monopropellant thing. Why did I turn it off? Honestly, I don't want to see because I'm either going to have enough or I'm not. I'll probably turn it on just as I get to the space station. One more maneuver. And at this point, I'm realizing this episode's already gone on longer than I had meant for it to go. Alright, there goes the station. And I'm just hyper-focused. I'm actually happy about how close I am. I use SAS. Now, I realize that the way I need to attach the suites to the space station is through the docking port that I'm attached to. So, I'm going to have to dock another spacecraft to the other side of it and then move it. At this point, I'm so frustrated that I'm using Matt Lowndes' method for docking. And yeah, I'm down to 39 units of monopropellant. I'm just trying to use the minimum amount at this point. So yeah, I am going to dock it here, and we will end the episode there. And next episode, I will try and finish this station, I may launch another unit to dock below because I need another set of 4 to attach more fuel tanks, because I'm going to need a massive amount of fuel on this space station to basically to refuel the cruise ships. We have two ships already, the moon cruiser and then the ferry that can come and dock here, but I also have designed an even larger cruise ship that will also be docking here, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. But hey, I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers. 2 months ago we were at 146, 147 subscribers, and now we're at 192. And we here sincerely appreciate that. The Kerbal Space Program stuff's just a little bit of the stuff we do on here. If you look at our channels, a lot of it is movies and TV shows we watch, and hey, check some of those out. If you don't want to get one of the movies and listen along with us, watch some of the public domain stuff. We do about one a month, and everything you need is right there in the video. But hey, as they say, like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit the bell so you know when stuff comes out. I try and do these twice a week, but not always. I think I only got one last week because I'm busy, and that's just what happens. But anyway, as Scott Manley would say, fly safe. Other people say anything, I'm just going to say good night, everybody.